All right. Welcome to me, I guess. The imaginary audience. Um, this is an experiment. Episode 8. Today is, what is today? Today is August 5th, 2021 at 12:50 a.m. Oh, what a day. Like I'm looking like a little ghoulish today. Um, might go to bed early tonight. By go to bed early, I mean at like 1:30 or 2 instead of 3:30 or 4. Even though I get a good amount of sleep. Um, I think it's because oh. Oh, is that better now? There we go. Let's adjust this a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Um, yeah, I still get a good amount of sleep. Well, let's see what happened today. I had this dream. Like this morning, I woke up and I was in such a funk. Like I woke up and it was just like, everything was like, oh, like nothing felt like I just felt like down and like just like um like dejected and just kind of uh like complacent, maybe a little apathetic. I don't want to say depressed, but just kind of like a little like just I woke up just a little bit down on everything. And I reflected back to this dream that I had um before I woke up, like almost immediately before I woke up. Just realized I haven't been wearing my fitness tracker all day. I should do something about that. Missing a day of activity. Oh no. Oh, but yeah, everything felt like a little goofy, and I recalled the dream that I had before I woke up, and I remember what had happened in this dream, like vaguely. In this dream, I got a call from my old boss, and I guess they needed someone to fill in to run sound for a couple shows. So they need someone to come run sound for a couple sets. Um, and it was the place that I showed up to was like it wasn't the same place that I worked at, but in the dream it felt very familiar to me, like I had been there before, like I was supposed to know what was going on. Um and when I showed up, I was greeted with I think it was like kind of like, where have you been? Why are you just getting here? And to me, it was like I thought that I was doing a shift at one particular time, but apparently I was doing two of them, and they were like kind of overlapping. And so I was like a half hour late, and so I had to basically like set up two bands at the same time or something. And I was like, don't worry, it's okay, I got this. Sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying about the shifts I was supposed to cover, something like that. I don't know. And so I, set my stuff down, and I went to the mix desk, and there was like a computer screen or something that I was supposed to be doing something with. And I don't know. Anyway, and it like froze or something like that, and it like stopped working, and so I wasn't able to do whatever was happening. And that like it and I just like I wasn't able to do it for whatever, like I wasn't able to do my job. And then the my boss came back and was like, what have you been doing? Like, why isn't this stuff? And I was like, the system shut down, and I've been trying to reboot it. I haven't been able to do anything because the system's like, or like something. And then he did something where he just like touched the screen or whatever. He was like, look, see, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And it was like this moment of, no, it literally, like I was just using it, like, and it wasn't responding, wasn't doing it. He was like, yeah, and just just, we don't need you, or something. It's like, and you know what, it's fine, it's fine. I remember I was like, do you just want me to go home? And he was like, yeah, you just go home. And he like took over from there. So I can't remember. Um, and then I like woke up, and it was so weird. Because like I'm real, like when it comes to doing sound, like I'm good. Like I know what I'm doing. Like that was like that was my life. And I had this dream where I had no idea. It was like, it wasn't that I had no idea what I was doing, but it was like I was being treated like I didn't know what I was doing because there was a tech fault or something that I don't know. And then he was like, you know what, yeah, just go home. And I was like, this wasn't even my fault, or this wasn't even my thing. So, and I reflect, and then because and I remember there was this interaction that happened at some point in this dream with this former boss. And I think it was after, he's like, yeah, just go back to doing your online business or whatever, even though you're not gonna have any success in it or something. Or it's like you think that you're gonna be one of the people that buys into that thing and actually has success. You think that you're gonna be like one of the people that actually makes something happen. Keep dreaming, basically, is what the gist of what he was saying. um and this was in the dream, and I was like, man. And I woke up with that. I woke up with that vibe of like, some part of my mind was like, yeah, you think that you're going to be one of the people that actually has success with this? Like, are you lying to yourself? And there's a part of my mind that was saying that, was telling me that. I was like, fuck off. I don't know what part of my mind it is that's saying that, but that's stupid. Like, doesn't make any sense. And when I had that moment, it all kind of just cleared away, and everything was good after that, and I was in a good mood and all of that. So it's really interesting, because that's the power that the subconscious mind can have. Some people say that dreams are just how we process information, store it, and all of that, or whatever. But it also is a bit of a mirror into what's going on in your life. Sure, some dreams are just wild, crazy shit that doesn't actually have any meaning, but some of them are worth paying attention to, like that one. Worth paying attention to. Not because it's not because what it's trying to tell me, but rather what it's reflecting back at me. Um, yeah, it was a very, very interesting experience, for sure. But what was so interesting is that after I did a little bit of reflection around that, it kind of just fizzled away, simmered away, just kind of went away, and everything was good again after that. Um, I've been getting like hella work done, and it seems like I feel like I've been getting more done this week than I have in weeks prior. Like, I'm really like getting stuff done. And I mean, like, once I started working at night, I started getting more stuff done. Sounds crazy and stupid, I don't know, but it's true. When I started working at night, I started getting more stuff done. It is easier to focus, easier to flow, easier for ideas to come out. I sit in the dark with a dim light on, and put on some soft ambient synth wave, and just bust in, and do work. It's easier to do it at night than it is during the day, for whatever reason. To I don't know, during the day, everyone, like, it's quiet right now. Everybody's at home, everybody's asleep. That's why the night is so nice. That's why I love nighttime, is because it's quiet for a change. Um, and it's hard to explain because like it's not like I live out in the middle of the city or anything like that, but the energy is just calmer at night. There's few things making ripples because the rest of the world is asleep, and so it's it's easier to shepherd energy at night because most of it is still. Hmm. It's something worth digging into a little bit, maybe at some point. I mean, this idea of energy, where it exists, how it flows from one place to another. We are stewards of energy. Maybe not shepherds, stewards. We move energy. I consume food that has calories in it, and my body burns those calories to transform the energy of the food into usable energy so that I can do things with my body, right, to move that. And so when I go like that, I'm transferring energy from my arm. Like I'm moving air when I do this. Like I'm literally moving air. Maybe not very powerfully, but I'm moving it all the same. I'm transferring the energy of my arm moving to the air moving. You can't see it, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. There's still a field, the quantum field. You know, all of the oxygen molecules and nitrogen and carbon or what, I don't even know if they're carbon. I don't know. I don't entirely know what molecules the air is made of, but I know oxygen and nitrogen are two of them. But all of those are, they're all floating around, and there's still oxygen right here, even though I can't see it. And when I do this, I displace those oxygen molecules and I transfer energy. I disrupt the field. When we talk about disrupting is changing. Disrupting. Everything is static until it's disrupted. Everything is static until it changes. My brain's really going down some wormholes with this. I'm really starting to put together this whole idea of the mirror methodology. Master your mirror, as it were, is what I'm calling it. There's I broke it down on the whiteboard behind me. I broke it down into a couple different areas. There's clarity. I don't know if you can see there's 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 clarity, there's direction, there's self-awareness, there's introspection, and then transformation. The 5 aspects of the Master Your Mirror method: clarity, direction, self-awareness, introspection, transformation. And it's the ultimate system for self-development. Um, because it allows you to be entirely reliant on yourself. You don't need someone else to tell you what's up. Um, Basically it. What's getting in the way of you doing what you want to do? Well, it's all right there. It's all right there. And it's like, I have a methodology. It's about all it is. Is it a solution to a problem? Well, maybe not directly, but it's a methodology that can be used to solve any personal problem. And that's like, this methodology can be used to solve self sabotage. It can be used to solve relationship problems. It can be used to solve procrastination. It can be used to solve self doubt. It can be used to solve, problems with confidence by, building courage to face the things that eventually you'll have confidence doing once you become familiar with it. So, I mean, it's a methodology that can be applied to solve any number of problems. That's the glory of it, is it teaches you whatever it is that you want to learn. I'm going to go write that down real quick on this board. This method teaches you whatever you want. This method teaches you whatever you want to learn about yourself. Now I got it there. Which is true. That method teaches you whatever it is that you want to learn about yourself. How do you use fear as an indicator to overcome your problems, solutions, all of that stuff? And when I look back, this solution, this method, this solution to so many problems, including my own, is like so deeply ingrained in my sense of self and my identity and like who I am as a person. Like this system, like that system, that method, that whatever you want to call it, it's like my life, right? It's that system is almost like my identity. Um, it's the it's my gift to the world almost. Um, and what started happening is my identity shifted. This was when I went through the CK mastermind. My identity shifted away from, who I am fundamentally and what's in my true nature. And so naturally what happened is that as I got taken away from my true nature, which is that mastering the mirror, as I got taken away from that, I wasn't able to implement it because when I left that identity, I left that method, I left that system, I left the ability to use it to solve my problems. There was something that happened that, and for some reason, when I was going through it, I felt like whatever it was that I was doing wasn't good enough, or that I wasn't, good enough, or whatever, or that the things that I was doing were wrong. While it may have been helpful for me, like it's not the person that I was isn't the person that I had to be to get the stuff that I know, all of that kind of stuff. And that's true to a certain extent. But, big, huge but. Big, huge but. That doesn't apply to me. I am good enough. I know that. There was a time when I wasn't good enough. This is one thing that I talk about. Some people that are like, they push this kind of thing of like, simply by existing, you are good enough to have all of this stuff that you dream of. Um, and I fundamentally disagree with that. Fundamentally disagree with that. You do have to work. You have to earn it. You have to deserve it. I've done a lot of work to earn it and deserve it. I've done that. I've put in my time. I've put in so much time. I've invested so much time and so much energy. And then I get into this mass around like, okay, yeah, but no, you're wrong. And if you think that you're right, it's just your ego lying to you and you need to listen to us because we make more money than you do. And whatever it is that you think you're wrong. We're the mindset masters here. That's why we have so much money. And I was like, oh shit, my entire system's. I started questioning everything that was me, right? Because it was counter to everything that they taught. I am basically the antithesis of everything that they stand for. I've said this before, and I'll probably say it again. And so when I started absorbing all of their shit, and it took me away from who I actually am, my true nature, it took me away from my entire life philosophy that is a solution to all of my problems. And so what happened? I started having problems again. Shocker. I started moving away from the version of myself that had all of the answers to the version of myself that only had problems and no solutions for my own problems. And that became a problem in and of itself. Because then I started asking, why am I not, what happened? It was like, I'm not doing any of this stuff. Like, that's where it started. Is like, I'm not doing any of the stuff that I say that I'm not able to do. What's going on? And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I've been doing all of this stuff, and then now I enter, and now I'm like doing this new, and all of it kind of just like went out the door. What happened? And I didn't like realize it at the time, but ultimately it came back to the identity work that they talk about, and creating the new identity, which yes, is something that you can do. But the thing is I already created that and I'm good with it. And I was led to believe that identity wasn't it. I don't know. And I started shrinking. I was expanding until I got to CK, and then I started shrinking. Not a good fit for me at all. Not a good fit for a lot of people. They still sold it to them for whatever reason. And then once I started to return to myself, I started doing all this shit again. And I'm able to like get, to bring this full circle, back to, me getting stuff done again. I'm coming back to my zone of genius. When I joined CK, I left my zone of genius, and now I'm finding my way back to myself, and I'm re-entering my zone of genius, and I'm getting shit done, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm like, it's just like, and it's good. I remember when I was going through it, they were like, yeah, wake up early, get the start to the day, and like all the, and like, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll switch. And, and I tried to do that. I was like, okay, I'll go to bed early so I can wake up earlier. And I'd go to bed early, but I wouldn't fall asleep for hours. And I'd just be laying in bed doing nothing. Like, okay, maybe I'll fall asleep soon. Like, didn't happen because my body wasn't wired to fall asleep at that time. And then I'd wake up and I'd just be worthless. Basically, I couldn't do anything in the morning. And then I'd get like halfway through the day and be like, I can't continue to function. I have to sleep. I have to shut down. I have to take a nap or something. So I'd lay down and I'd take a nap, planning on doing it for 30 minutes or an hour, and then 3 hours later, and then I was like, and I woke up and it's like, oh shit. And then the day was over. And then my whole week was shot after that. Like every single time I tried to do that, my entire week got fucked up. Anytime I tried to adjust my sleep schedule to wake up really, really early, it fucked up my entire week. And I wasn't able to get anything done because I was trying to exist in a form that was not in my true nature. Then I threw all of that away. Then I got, but the thing was, after I threw all that away, I hadn't fully come back to myself yet. The other mistake I made is hiring someone that's basically, a CK junkie, TNF junkie. Not that that's a bad thing. If they're in the like-minded crew and all that, that's nothing wrong with that. But I made the mistake of working with someone that basically stands for all the same stuff that CK stands for, and it sucked me right back into that vortex of stuff that was incongruent with how I function. Like the energy was just incongruent with the energy that I'm meant to exist with and exist in. Then I left that. And I was at a loss. I had really vulnerable point in time. And then here comes some other person. I think the lesson that I learned from all of this is that if you leave a place of integrity, and you've got integrity with your true nature, and then you leave that zone of integrity and everything gets all hairy, and then you find your way out of it. If you land in a place of vulnerability before you've figured yourself out again, don't trust anyone. Don't trust anyone else again until you can trust yourself first. That's how I landed up in a spiritual community that eventually evolved into something that I would imagine has become a doomsday cult. Almost ended up in a doomsday cult. Why? Because everything in my mind was so fucking shattered from leaving who I am in my true nature. And now I'm coming back to myself, where I'm realizing I really don't fucking need anybody. All I need is myself. There's that. Just need myself, no one else. So, what's the moral of the story? I don't know. Maybe there isn't one. Maybe there isn't one. Doesn't always have to be a moral of the story, does there? I don't know. This is an experiment. Episode 8. It's an experiment. Episode 8. Thursday, August 5th, 1:19 a.m. Signing off, and I will catch you later, imaginary audience, on the next one. Bye.